even day, so your favorite crossing. Sit a little forward on your blanket, so it's more or less just that buttock rim and buttock on the blanket, not too much of your thigh. And now each side, pull the hamstring back towards the buttock. See that you're crossed a little bit more at the shins and not the ankles. Use your hands to roll the shoulders back. I'll show you from the side just real quick here. But when I say roll the shoulders back, it's really about opening up this armpit chest. So here I am not doing it. So I roll those shoulders back. So you can see how much more of an opening I get here in the armpit chest. You should be able to get your fingers there in that armpit chest and feel those shoulder blades moving deeper into your own back. Okay, bring your hands into Namaskar. Remove your glasses. Lift your chin a little bit higher than parallel to the floor, and then close your eyes completely. Smooth, soft inhalation, smooth, soft exhalation. Distance yourself from the things that went on before the class, things you have to do after the class. Be there completely. Breath, mind, body. So Bikya said once, the body exists in the past, the mind exists in the future, and the breath exists in the present. So be totally present, be with your breath. Relaxing all your facial muscles, even the jaw, let loose your tongue. And just a silent Om inside. As you take that last inhalation, silently Om. As you exhale, bow your head down. And release the arm, put your sides in. Come on up. So, standing poses today. I'm just going to change my view here so I can see everybody. All right. You guys can still see me? Yes? Okay. So have a strap. Just tell you what, just put it on your shoulder and ignore it. Can you turn so that your right side is facing your camera? Okay, so it's just Tadasana. So watch as I bend a little bit forward, hinging at the hips. Can you see how my thighs go back? So when I come up for Tadasana, I keep my thighs back. So I'm rolling the frontal thighs in, hugging those hip sockets deep in towards the center line. And then I stand up. I keep those thighs back. Okay, now hamstring to buttock crease, buttocks to hamstring. Stretch your arms at your sides. Tadasana. Lift the side body. Roll the shoulders back as you did in that swastikasana movement. Look straight ahead. Make your legs strong like one unit. All right, relax. Okay, I'm going to turn around to show you, but I have just a big loop in my strap. Big loop. I'm going to take my right arm behind first. hold the strap. However, my left arm is gonna go up here, and this is what my teacher calls not prying the shoulders open, but prizing, right? When you get your shoulders open, you find a prize, and that's in opening the heart. So I'm like this, okay? And so the top arm is gonna straighten and move the back arm back. Can you see? I'll show you from the side. Do you see how this shoulder, this is my bottom arm shoulder, it moves back, back. Can you try that a few times? Prizing out your shoulders and opening your shoulders. It doesn't matter too much if your top arm bends, but try to keep the back arm straight. Are you getting it? All right, so watch the head forward so much, head back. So I see some of this. So head back. So you're just prizing and opening up those shoulders. Okay, switch arms. So the right arm is going to go up and the left arm is going to go back. It's going to be way easier on one side than it is the other. That was my harder side. This is my easier side. So keep the back arm straight if you can, and just pump that top arm. Are you getting it? Is it effective? Doug, are you getting it, Doug? Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Now, some of you may want to keep a hold of your strap. You may not need it. So I'm just going to keep mine there. Full Gomukhasana. So let's go right arm behind first, and watch how I'm sort of prying that shoulder back. Prying by hook or by crook, right? I'm wrenching it back and forth, back and forth. So I get it up there, and this right shoulder has to stay back. Then the left arm comes up and takes a hold of as many fingers as it can while this right shoulder stays back. Move your forearm of your right arm away from your back. Move it back, ribs back, head back, lift your chest. Gomukhasana arms. Watch the head, Doug, still. And Chaya, I can't see your upper half at all. I don't know if you can move your camera back. Okay, there, move yourself back. Yeah. And any amount, Bob, can you move your forearm, your right forearm back? Yeah. Can't see, Karen. Can you give me a side view, Karen? And Marsha, I can't see your upper half either. Can you give me a side view, Kathy Lindauer? Okay, move your right shoulder back. Move it back, move it back. At all expense, move it back. Okay. All right, and now release. Now you could have, if you didn't take your, if your hands didn't touch, you can always use your strap, right? That's why, so you have it there just in case. And now your left arm comes from behind and it goes back, goes back, goes back, goes back, goes back. I'm trying to keep that left shoulder back all the while my hand walks up my back. Then my right arm comes up, takes a hold of whatever fingers I can, and draw that left shoulder back. Left shoulder back. Oof, this is my tough arm. My more reluctant arm. Any amount, move your left forearm away from your back. Catch as many fingers as you can, or you've got your strap. Head back, Doug, chin up. Okay. All right, and now release. Tadasana. Oh, sorry, you have your strap still? Make your strap just about, let's say a little less than shoulder width. If everybody had a rope wall, I'd have you go to the rope wall. But put your strap on behind your back, at your wrist, palms face each other. Whatever distance your strap, the width of your strap is to allow your arms to be straight and your chest to be open. So here I am. Okay, now I'm going to pull on the strap, push against the strap, and take the arms back. Lift the chest, head back, chin up. Lift the chest, move the shoulder back, open your chest. Do we have some shoulders opening? Good. Shoulders down a bit, Bob, and ribs back. Kathy, side view. Good. Okay. And now release. Okay, so we're going to use the wall. My opinion here is a little help from our friends when we're in these more stressful times in our life. So I've been finding the wall a nice comfort in my standing poses. So you'll put the left foot at the wall, the right leg out. You'll turn your right leg out. And now just watch here for a second. So I'm going over. If I have my block, if I have my hand here along my wrist, when I take my arm up, can you see that my arms are not in the same plane? Okay, so I'm going to bring a block here. I'm going to press into that block with my hand. And now, do you see my arms are lined up? Yeah. So that's your first triangle pose. One foot at the wall. So Chaya, you have to turn around and put your left foot at the wall and give me this view is fine. You may so totally give me this view. Okay, so you've got your left foot at the wall. That's fine. Now I can't see, on some of you, I can't see that the arms and the shoulders, whether they're lined up, but you can. Okay, take your trunk back. Some of you are a little bit forward with your trunk. So turn the ribs from bottom to top and take that trunk back. And you're just doing, Doug, regular triangle pose, right? Regular Utthita Trikonasana, you're not turning. You've got your right leg forward and the left leg back. Okay, inhale, come up. Okay, so then now this time you get to see me from the back. So my whole right foot is at the wall. Take the legs apart. I turn the left leg out, stamp firmly down and keep that left thigh back, right thigh back. I exhale, extend the trunk, press the hand down into the block, reach that arm up. Keep turning these under ribs towards the top. Keep tucking that buttock under, keep pulling that left thigh up. Do it.
Your foot's like both foots, they are touching the ball or no?
Just the back foot.
Okay.
Just the back foot is touching the wall. So Marcia, because you've given me this great lateral view, I can see that your arm is way back and your trunk is forward. So take your trunk back. Trunk back. Yeah. There you go. Keep moving that right buttock under you. Nice, nice child. Good. All right, inhale and come up. Left foot along the wall. We will move on. We will just do Ujjita Trikonasana once because I have a lot of other, not a lot, but enough other standing poses planned. So I'm going to take the block to its tallest. Just watch here for a moment. To its tallest height. My left foot's going to stay at the wall. I'm going to bend to that right angle. Okay, then my hand is going to come to the block, press down into the block, and my trunk is going to go back, and my head is going to look forward to the wall that's in front of your right toes. Can you see? So this is the first Ujjita Parshva Konasana that you're doing. All right, left foot at the wall, right leg out. Take a moment there in this is called Utthita Hasta Padasana. You know, before or you could say it's called, if you've already turned out your right leg, you can say it's called Parshva Hasta Padasana. You've turned out the right leg and you're just upright. Your trunk is over your hips. Now bend the knee to a right angle. Okay, extend your trunk over so that the hand is on the block. Keep pressing that back leg back. Keep it back, keep the trunk back. Press the hand down into the block. Okay, now we're bending completely the right leg, Chaya. Bend the right leg to a right angle. Okay, now your arm, I never said anything about the top arm going up. The arm stays on the hip. Keep your top arm on the hip. And now turn your trunk from bottom ribs, which will be those right ribs, and that right pelvic region is turning towards the top, from bottom to top. And I'm just looking, I'm looking at the wall in front of my right toes. There. Keep shooting your chest, your sternum forward towards that wall in front of your toes. Okay. Better. Okay, and Doug, you don't have the top arm up, right? It's on the back hip. Okay, and now inhale and come up, and then you guys can see me on the second side from behind, what this looks like from behind. Left foot at the wall, right leg out, I turn, I bend into my square, then I take the trunk over, press firmly on that brick, turn the chest towards that wall that's laterally in front of you, and then turn your head towards where the direction that your left toes are going. The back leg is the brain of the pose. That back inner thigh has to stay strongly lifted.
Did we just switch sides? Because
We just switched.
all right, because now my right is against the wall, but that's the opposite side I was.
That's okay. It's okay. You just make sure you do one side each leg.
Okay.
All right, as your knee moves back, your buttock, that left buttock now, except for Doug, the right buttock, has to tuck in. Bend in the hip more, child. Bend in the hip. The left hip has to bend. The left hip crease has to bend. The left outer thigh has to pull back towards the buttock rim. And roll that right shoulder back as you did in your Gomukhasana work. Little harder on the hip folk to move that buttock under, but that's the work that is required, especially if we want to keep the hips we have. Okay, inhale and come up. Okay, now this doesn't happen very often in a Iyengar yoga class, but I'm purposely going to turn my back to you on this first side, but you will still have your left foot at the wall. But I'm going to do the opposite side that you're going to do so that you can see. I'll do it both ways before we start. So the goal is eventually to wrap this front hand to the other hand. Can you see how I've done that?
Yeah.
So here's the goal of the pose. And if you can see from the front, where I'm going to turn around and show you in just a minute, how open my chest is and how much that top shoulder has to draw back. You know, I don't know what it looks like from behind. But let me show you now. So I've got the strap ready. I bend like I'm going to take Utthita Konasana. The strap is just on the back hand. I reach through, find that strap, and now this front arm pulls that knee back, and I keep going up the strap. And now look how open my chest is. Look how rolled back that top shoulder is. This is a version of Utthita Konasana that really opens our chest more. Okay, so you may have a strap, or if you think you don't need a strap, don't have a strap. And if this looks too hard for you, you repeat the previous pose. Doug, don't be a hero.
All right.
Okay.
Is this it?
So you're reaching. Reaching the right arm underneath you with the back of the hand on the buttock. The back of the hand on the buttock. The left hand comes from behind, grabs the fingers, and now pull the back hand with the bottom arm and roll that left shoulder back.
Left shoulder, wait. All right.
Left shoulder back. You've got your right leg forward, left shoulder back. How's it going, Kathy? Make it about that back shoulder. Open your chest. Roll that back shoulder back. Utthita, I actually think it's called Baddha Hasta Utthita Konasana. Bound arm, side angle pose. Okay, nice, Bob. Can you find a way to take your head back? Head back, there you go. Don't give in your left hip. Keep pushing that left hip back. Okay, change sides.
How do I look?
I can only see your top shoulder, which looks like it's rolling back. I can't see your knee though.
Oh, all right, we'll try the other side. But I had my hands last. So.
Oh, good. Yeah, that top, the bottom arm is really gonna pull the top arm so you can roll your shoulder open more. Okay, so now you've got a hold of the strap with just your back arm and you bend to a right angle. Well, if it does any good for me to do it while you're doing that, because, yeah. All right, now keep facing the trunk forward though, Bob. I know you're looking at the camera a little bit, but don't let the back leg bend. Straighten that back leg. Okay, now reach so that the back of the hand reaches underneath you and tries to grab either the strap or that hand that's going back. So Marcia, you look like you're just staying up more or less more upright. Can you go over your left leg? No, it's too much. Okay, There you go, Kathy. Now dig your left buttock under you more. Push it in. Knee back, buttock forward. Knee without letting the right thigh give. Right thigh back. That's nice, Doug. From what I can see, you've got the nice right angle.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Inhale and come up.
Whew. That felt good.
Good. All right. Just take a concave uttanasana as a bit of a breather here. So I'm hip distance apart on my legs, or hip distance apart. Pull up the quadriceps. Hinge deeply at the hip crease. Take your fingertips, sort of like suction cups there, and lengthen your trunk forward. You can see your legs. So see that you're lining up the bones of your legs. I know what my tendencies are. I don't know if you know what your tendencies are, but know what they are. I know that this right shin goes out. So I have to press mightily down on the inner side of that big toe mound to move that outer shin in. So just concave, lengthen the trunk forward. You can have blocks if you can touch the floor, of course. You should know that by now. Legs strong, hips squeezing in towards the center. Then inhale and stand up. All right. Virabhadrasana 1 with the back heel up the wall. And I'm going to be kind of liberal about that. If Vira 1 is an easy pose for you, you may not have to have it very much up the wall. If it's more difficult, it can be way up the wall. I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can see mine is probably about 5 inches up the wall. Then I'm going to take a giant leap forward with the right leg. Okay, remember what I just said about the back leg being the brain of the pose? So the back thigh, your left thigh, has to press back, and the hamstring has to come to the buttock. For this first go around, I want to have you keep the like a C shape here of your hand around that buttock rim, and turn that left buttock forward as the front of the thigh stays back. Okay, then I'm going to bend to a right angle. My other hand is just on my hip, bending into a square. Keep that back thigh back. So what we don't want is this. What we do want when we start the pose is to have the trunk back well over the hips. Then as I bend, it stays back. Okay, then my awareness is still here. Hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring. Reach the arms at your sides as you would in Tadasana. Keep pressing that back thigh back. Okay, did you do it as I was doing it? If you haven't, go ahead, proceed. I don't see too many, I didn't see, Bob, you put your hand in that buttock rim. Left buttock rim. That's here, right here. So you're turning that back thigh from inside out, and the back thigh, front thigh is really pressing back. Good. Now, can you bend to a right angle, all of you? Come down into your square without pitching the trunk forward. Now, arms like Tadasana. Tadasana, just Tadasana for this first try. Arms at your sides. Sopo, you have to go down from the root of the right hip. Go down. Yes, yes. Go down. Arms like Tadasana. It's good. And Chaya, you have like 4 more inches. That's why I've given you the wall. Put your back heel higher up the wall. Put it higher up the wall. Yeah, you don't need blocks for this this one. I see how they're helping you now. Okay, and that's probably all. All right, and my two hip ladies, are you doing okay with this? Karen and Marsha? Doing okay. All right, so now your right foot goes up the wall. Have it way up there. It's slightly turned out, toes slightly out, so it's maybe at a 30 or 40 degree angle. Then I step the left leg way forward. I have to press that right thigh back. I'm making that C shape of my hand. I'm putting it in the buttock crease and turning that back thigh forward. Ooh. Now, with your front foot, push yourself away, you know, from this tendency, right? So I push on that front foot to stand my hips up. Okay, then I bend into a square with my hand still on that buttock rim. Right hand on the buttock rim. Then I keep my awareness there, arms like Tadasana. Trunk right over the hips. Don't pitch your trunk forward, Doug, go back, go back, go back. Okay, now keep your trunk there and now start to bend the left knee. Oh, that's better. Arms like Tadasana. Good. Nice right angle. Kathy, Bob, you could bend some more now. Back thigh back. Hamstring to buttock on that back thigh. Squeeze that hamstring all the way up to the buttock rim. And the buttock, the gluteus, maximus, minimus, and medius all must work in this pose. All right, and then release. So you had help with that one. So now this one, you don't have help. Stand in the middle of your mat, jump or step your feet up wide distance apart. Let's start with the arms down, but turn your right foot out completely 90 degrees, left foot turning. So it's, I'm at a 40 degree angle on that, or maybe even 60 degree angle on that back foot. I still have, I'm starting like I did before. Hand in the buttock crease, and I turn the trunk. And I push myself away. I'm kind of exaggerating this. I'm pushing myself away to make my trunk be level over my hips. Okay, now arms like Tadasana, bend to a right angle. Keep that back thigh working, pull up that hamstring to buttock, and now reach the arms up. Look up. I've already done this several times today. Let's see. Okay, good. All right, so there's a lot of, you can stay in the pose or you can come out, but there's a lot of discussion in the Iyengar teacher community. What is the lesser of the two evils? What should you give first? Well, right now they're saying don't give up on the back heel because it will give you stability. We have to have stability. So then there's mobility. So if you're struggling with the mobility, here's my point. You might want to give up the back heel so you can be more mobile in your hips. But to get the stability first, demand that the heel stay down. So Chaya, I saw that you were working on that, trying to keep that back heel down, but you weren't bending enough in the front hip crease. So let's try it one more time, another, well, this is the left side. Let's try it a different way on the left side. Let's see, I'm going this way. Okay, I'm turning. Same side you're doing. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna have you do. I'm gonna have you bend the back leg so much And then you're bending the front leg so much that you're in your square. Now I'm gonna try to keep this square and straighten the back leg. Now see my heel comes up. Arms like Tadasana, and then up. Did it help anybody? Ah, it helped Taya, nice. Yeah. Nice. Everybody looks good. Everybody looks better. All right, and then release. Should we try it on the right side? I think we should,
Yeah.
because it's gonna make the next pose go better. We won't repeat it on the left. You already did it on the left this way. Jumper step, turn to your right. Bend the back leg a lot. Bend into your square. See, I've got the wall, it's kind of nice here. Okay, then I try to straighten that back leg without unbending in the right. Arms like Tadasana, and then up. Press that back leg back. Lift the trunk up. You got to turn my ceiling fan on. Sopa, go back. Go back with your trunk. Go back. Go back. Arms like Tadasana to start. I don't care about the back heel so much, but keep that buttock crease lifted. Hamstring to buttock. Nice. Very nice. So your heel is up, Chaya, so you should be in your square now. Go down, go down. Don't go forward with your trunk, go down. Go down with the hip. All right. Come up. All right, first time. Can
Can I
you?
ask a question about that pose, Cheryl?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So in the under leg and groin and pelvic floor, do we feel like we're separating our legs or pulling them back together?
Okay, it's an interesting question. The outer front leg from kneecap pulls back to the hip, but the inner pulls from groin to knee, and the back of the leg pulls from knee to groin. Make sense?
The inner back leg, knee to groin.
So here,
Yeah.
I better put where you can see me. So this is pulling here.
Yeah.
Inside is pulling here. This guy is pulling here, up and in. So in some respect, no, your question would not be, I think I'm correct, that it would not let they're separated, because this has to pull up.
Yeah, so there's
Right.
more feeling of connection of the two legs.
What was the first thing you said?
It's more a feeling of connection of the two legs.
Connection.
Two legs connect to the coccyx, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it might be, and I had a teacher tell me this last week in an advanced Zoom class. She said you have to do most of these standing poses from the outer body. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 And yeah, the coccyx is involved, but you have to do it from the outer body.
Okay.
The strength is going to come.
Outer toward inner rather than inner toward outer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, guys, now we're gonna work on Vera 3 for just a little bit. So I'm putting myself close to the wall. My hands are out at shoulder height. And I'm just gonna find the wall, and then I'm gonna walk back. Your shoulders should be able to handle this. My feet are together. I'm taking the front of my trunk forward. Okay, and now with strong outer legs, I lift that right leg. And I keep lengthening from pubis to navel, from navel to sternum, from sternum to chin. And then I come back down. Is everybody doing it with me? Yeah. Okay, ready? So strong, strong legs. Squeeze those outer hips together. Reach up. So still hamstring to buttock crease. And then pubis to navel, navel, sternum, sternum to chin. You are being pulled in two different directions. I think we did this once. Bob, don't let your foot turn. Yeah, toes point to the floor. Try to straighten the standing leg as much as possible. All right, so that's one way. Here's your second prep. I'll take my right, watch this one first. So right leg forward, left leg back. My right leg is forward, so I'm gonna show you this way. My right leg is forward. I'm just gonna come into a little bit of a lunge. Right leg is forward. My right arm is gonna grab my left wrist, okay? Then I'm gonna absolutely lay my trunk down on my leg. And I work that back leg. So my trunk is going forward. My arms are reaching backward.
Is the
Okay.
back heel down?
This is a prep for Vera 3.
Where, I get it. Is the back heel down?
Oh, no, your back heel is gonna have to come up. So step your right leg forward. If you can keep it down, Karen, try. Let's see. I can keep it down on my right side. But where we're going is turning the toes, right? And so that that back thigh faces the floor. But the idea of this preparatory position is that your arms are going back so that your trunk can go forward. Pull your arms back. So your right arm is pulling your left arm back. But you have to be more, and head up, Bob, head up. And okay, so see, I see several different positions of the arms. So it's not, I better do the other side. It's not this arm. It's back, trunk forward. You see how my arms are just parallel to the floor? My arms are parallel to the floor. So now try it on the left side. Left leg forward. Right leg back. Your left hand is going to take a hold of your right wrist. Whatever leg is forward, that's the business end. The side that's going to work a little bit harder. Okay, and now lunge over your right leg, absolutely lengthening your trunk over your right leg, left leg. Pull the arms back, reach your trunk forward. So your trunk is more or less parallel to the floor. Arms are still going up, Bob, they don't need to. Nice, Kathy. Just straight back. Have it about that hinge in the hip. Yeah. You're afraid to lunge forward, that you might fall, use the wall. Push that back heel into the wall, but you got to bend in that hip, Chaya. Bend in that left hip. Okay. All right, release. So let's try Virabhadrasana 3, because Iyengar once said it is the most neglected of all standing poses. So we're going to do it today with just the arms like we've been doing when we did Virabhadrasana, arms back. Okay, so step or jump, your feet a wide distance apart, turn to your right. Take your arms like Tadasana. Remember what you did before, where you push down on that front foot and you have your center of gravity, right, is over your hips, the biggest part of your body. That's important. Keep your center of gravity over your hips. Okay, now you're gonna do the prep like we just did before, just previously. So I'm bending, my back heel comes up and I allow that hip to turn forward. And I reach my trunk out over that right leg. Then I step up and the leg goes straight up, the right leg straightens, and I reach my arms back so my trunk reaches forward. Forward. Reach that back leg back. Make it strong. Keep the quadricep lifted, firm. Reach the arms back so the trunk can look forward, look forward. Okay, exhale down. Any amount more that you can think about, 2 things, straightening the standing leg and pulling back with your arms. That makes the trunk just shoot forward. Remember when we did this one at the wall? And I said from pubic plate to navel, navel to sternum, sternum to chin. That goes forward. So same thing in the final pose. All right, so last time to the left. Turn to your left. Okay, so I'm pushing back on that front thigh. So I'm, in essence, keeping my center of gravity over the base of the hips. Then the left hand grabs, no, we're just reaching the arm straight back. Well, you could do this in this way, like we did before, and then let go. I hadn't thought about that. It's kind of nice. And then I step up and I straighten the back leg. Reach the trunk forward, straighten the arms and reach the arms back. This tricep skin should be really firm to the bone. Awesome. Straighten the standing leg bob, reach your trunk forward. Okay. Now release. You guys did great. Okay. One last hard thing. This is your first downward dog, right? So we're going to do downward dog ever so briefly. Vashisthasana on one side, downward dog again, Vashisthasana the second side. Do you want to do it together or do you want to put thumbs up if you want to see a demo first?
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Awesome. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So this being the first one you've done, press the palms so that all of the, that very center of the palm presses down, and reach your arms, move your shoulder blades in and up into you more. Press the thighs back, deepen the thigh crease, the front of the thigh crease by, you can do this with me. I lift the tippy, come up onto my tippy toes and press the tops of the thighs back. Whether I get my heels down does not matter. But the pressing of the top of the thighs back is paramount. Okay, then I come forward so that my face is almost over my right wrist, and I keep the left hand on the floor as I turn the hips, stack the left foot on top of the right foot, then reach the top arm up, lift the hips up, Vashisthasana. Just look straight ahead. Squeeze that bottom hip up. Squeeze the buttocks, hamstring to buttock. Squeeze. You can stay longer if you squeeze. All right, and then release Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can do this from your knee. If it's absolutely impossible, you can do it like this. So the bottom knee, and you can even lift the back leg if you want. All right, last time. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the floor. Reach up with your trunk. Okay, and then come forward, so your face is almost over that left wrist. Keep your right hand on the floor as you turn and swivel onto your outer left foot. Stack your right foot on top, then take the arm up. Lift that bottom hip up. Squeeze the buttocks, hamstring to buttock. I'm gonna come up and see you guys. What you do.
Very brief.
Chaya, what are you doing? You're doing it with the bottom knee?
I'm falling down if I put two legs together. I'm falling down.
Well, so, you know, just for you, you would just keep that bottom leg on the floor. And then you work on just lifting that back leg. That would be your strength work. Like this, can you see me? Yeah, trunk back, head back.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
this is good.
All right, a brief Adho Mukha Virasana. Very brief, have a rest. And as you take that Adho Mukha Virasana, can you feel, you know how we have our trunk reaching out over the front leg in the Vira 3 preps? So I want you to feel, can you feel that lower abdomen pelvis reaching out over your thighs? And stay up on your tippy fingers and keep extending the front of the trunk forward. And then head down, hands down. All right, come up. Those of you who normally do Shirshasana, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do your Shirshasana. If you don't, you're doing Prasarita Padottanasana with the head either on the floor or on some support, or the Shirshasana prep with me. If you normally practice, even if you're just going up for a couple minutes, you should do a couple minutes. Press the forearms and wrists, lift the shoulders. No tension in your neck. Make your legs strong, roll the front thighs in, spread the backs of the thighs out, reach up through the inner legs. You're doing the prep. We're here. Hands like Shirshasana. Lift the front of the trunk. Up. Look at your hands. Sopo, you're crooked towards your right side. So go a little bit more to the left with, yeah, a little bit more. Yes, right there. Now you're straight. Marcia, you're a little bit to the left. Go to the, okay. Kathy, roll your front thighs in, reach up, make your legs like one. And Karen, you're doing it in a corner with your hips strapped, good. Anyway, Doug, you can move your shoulder blades deeper into your back and get your chest, so your chest is going back. Chest has to go forward. Forward and up. So why aren't you using the wall? Use the wall, Doug. Were
Okay.
you? Did you have your
oh,
legs at the wall?
Most of the time not, but it's right there. I can easily do
Okay,
it.
okay. All right, so Chaya, you should be doing this version of Prasarada Padottanasana now, where you reach forward and your head is down. Can you see me? And then you figure out, how can I keep my head down and walk my hands back to my feet? Okay, you Shirshasana people have about 35 more seconds. Press the forearms, lift the armpit chest, lift the side body up. But the legs are gonna have to work. In Shirshasana, the legs always have to work. Make your legs tired in Shirshasana. Okay, then come down. Oh, good. So. Put 2 bricks, I'm gonna go this way. We're just gonna do two little back bends to keep the part open. So, somebody slow this rate. Oh, I know. Move my camera down now. So, the pose is Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So I'm just going to lie down. And before I place these, I'll show you what I'm doing here. I'm taking my hands all the way to my pubis, and I'm lengthening all this forward. So pubic plate to pelvis, pelvis to navel, navel to ribs, lengthening the front of the trunk forward. Then I put my blocks there in my chest with my fingers over my blocks. I tuck my toes well under, and my legs are really strong right now. Hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring, and then I push up into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So I push up, drop the hips, keep your quadriceps very strong. Pull your chest as if through your arms. Look straight ahead. Roll the shoulders back. Should feel good after all the standing pose work. How are we doing? Okay, exhale, come down. Soko, can you just turn to the side so I can see your pose one time? You can just have the blocks on the sticky mat. You don't have to turn your sticky mat. Oh, okay, that's fine. So Bob, put your fingers around the front of the blocks. Move the blocks slightly back, and now roll those shoulders back as you did in the first Gomukhasana work. Make more armpit chest. Back, move it back and make that space broader between the top of your chest and the top of your armpit. That's better. Okay, exhale, come down. Did you just do it once?
2 times.
Drop the hips a little, Sopo. Drop the hips, but keep the legs strong. Imagine my hands there on the buttock rim crease, and I'm pushing your tailbone in and up. All right, so just one more time for everybody. If you held it for a long time, just, have your rest. Have your appropriate rest. Do this again. Tuck those toes. So when you start, your thighs, well, see how my thighs are already lifted off the floor? Because my thighs are working. Okay, and then I come up. And this is the space that I can't show it with, but this space here to here, watch. So here I'm not working on that space. Here I'm drawing that space back and forward. The shoulder back and the armpit chest forward. Okay. All right. If you did it twice, you're good to go. Take your A blanket. Turning it this way. I'm making a little fold here at the back of my blanket. Actually, I'm going to go two folds there. And a block here. There's my setup. You might want to have Chaya a bolster nearby. The pose is Ustrasana. I'd like to see how far we get on this first time. The first time you're just keeping your hands on your buttock rim. So I hug the brick with my ankles and heels, my ankle bones and my heels. Squeeze in the brick. When I squeeze the brick, it activates this hamstring to pull up to the buttock crease. So watch, let's sit down. Where your ankle is on this roll is dependent on how stiff your ankles are. You may not care to use it at all, but it just helps with the brick positioning, a little bit of height. So that's why I have it here. All right, so when I come up, I'm coming up from my hamstrings up to my buttocks. So I pull up, make the C shape of your hands, go into that buttock crease, lift the front of the trunk up, squeeze your brick, and take your head and neck back. And sit down. How'd that go? Easy, right?
Yeah.
Easy. One more time. Okay, so when you come up, don't unsqueeze the brick. Right now you're squeezing the brick. Continue to squeeze the brick with your ankles and feet. Put your hands in your hand crease, buttock crease. Lift up, lift up, lift up, lift up, lift up. Okay, keep pushing those thighs forward, lifting the front thighs up. Front thighs meet the back thighs. Then I reach and see where I am. Oh, I'm there. Keep squeezing the brick. Oh, broaden the chest. Push your hands down into the feet or wherever you have them to lift your chest more. And then release and sit down. Oh, how'd that go? Good, bad? Good. All right, I think I shall watch this last time. So you're sitting on your brick, you're squeezing your brick. Okay, and now when you come up, keep squeezing the brick. and pull up the hamstrings to the buttock crease. Put your hands on your buttock rim. Turn the backs of the thighs out. Roll them out. Yeah, keep the thighs absolutely vertical. Lift the front of the trunk up, go up and up and up and up and up. Head just goes back, and then reach your arms to your feet. Keep pinning those shoulders back. Move your shoulder blades deeper into your back. It's easy for you, Bob. Keep working on the shoulder blades on the back body. I see those thigh muscles working, Doug. They are working. Yeah, reach the arms back, which is go back with the arms like we did in Bureau 3. Nice, Marcia. Nice, Sopa. Karen, try it. Some improvement, yeah. Okay, now release. You can, here's the Iyengar way of coming out of a pose like this would be to get rid of your grip. Come up, cross the ankles, and go back. All right. I'm going to take this blanket and make it a 3-fold. We're just going to take Marichyasana 1 as a twist. Marichyasana 1 as a twist. So I'm going to show my right leg bent so you can see my back side. My back side is facing you. If you can make your camera so that your right side is at the camera, that'd be great for me to be able to help you. So I bend up the right leg, get it in close. You can have a strap. Oops. You grab a strap in case you need it. Have a strap nearby. All right, if you know in Marichyasana 1, you know yourself that you can't bind, you should automatically do something like this. So you've got a little, it's around my ankle, front of my shin bone, and it's behind here, so watch. I'm turning towards the straight leg, and I'm trying to get that whole right side. I'm trying to get deep. You can sit up on more height as needed. Sit up on, you can be on 3 blankets if you'd like. Very helpful. Because watch, if I was up on more height, this is what I could do. I could come up even higher and turn that. So I turn the right side of the trunk towards that inner right leg. Then I reach the arm from behind. I've got my strap. Trying to bind, let's say I couldn't reach this back hand, and I could just reach the strap. So I pull down on that strap. This hand can hold the strap, eventually hold the hand. So it's just Marichyasana 1 as a twist to open up the shoulder. Once again, that will draw that back shoulder back. You can see this from the view I want you to see is how much that back body has to turn. Okay. Roll that left shoulder back. Okay, so Bob, I can't see your, your buttocks or your bottom leg. I can't see the leg, but I can see that top arm. What if you picked up the right foot just a little bit? Yeah, and now roll that left shoulder back. Does that help? This is not so good. Is one better than 3 or 3 better than 1, Karen Higgins?
For what, the blankets?
For twisting.
They're all
As far as your hips go. And where's?
that's why I wear a belt.
Oh, okay.
because it compresses on my hips, so I have to make sure that I'm not letting them go.
And Marcia, how is it okay for you? Oh, nice. So it's about that back shoulder, those back right ribs turning, and your left sacrum turning to draw that left shoulder back. Yeah, strap, whatever works. Kathy, where's your back arm? Can it reach the strap? Where's the strap? Make the loop bigger. Yeah, there you go. Has to be outside the. Yeah. The loop should be wide enough so it can go around your entire leg. Just make the loop wider so you're grabbing the entire loop. Yeah, keep making it bigger. Yeah. Okay, change size if you haven't already. So left side. Left side is closest to you. I'm going to make just a big old loop with that strap. Oops. And first I'm just going to turn and try to grab the outside of the right leg. Turn the left back ribs, back of the shoulder blade towards that inner left leg. Okay, so then I've got the strap here with my right hand. My left arm comes around, tries to either grab the strap or the hand, and I roll that shoulder back. Some of you are a little bit more like this. This is the pose, is to be a little bit more upright and take the trunk up. That would be you, Bob. You know, your pose looks good, but now you need to work on the coming up part. Ah, okay. Roll the right shoulder back and move the left thigh into your armpit more. So they counterbalance one another. Left inner knee coming into your back of your left arm as that right shoulder rolls back. How is it, Bob? Is it better? Does it feel better? Looks a little better. All right, good. All right, then release, you guys. All right. So largely we have been skipping shoulder stand in most of these classes. If you do a nice shoulder stand on your own accord, do that. Go ahead and set up for shoulder stand. The rest of you, if you don't want to do shoulder stand today, it's going to be the classic Padasana 3 times. And then I'd like for you to stay, have a block nearby, and then stay in Setu Bandha at the end. I'm going to put this much height underneath my shoulders and my neck for the benefit of my shoulders and my neck. If you do shoulder stand, you can go on in shoulder stand, and I will look at each. There's not so many of you that I can't help you individually. Does anybody need help if they want to do shoulder stand? Do they need help with the setup?
I'm just gonna experiment with what I have here.
Okay, and Karen, are you doing shoulder stand? Karen?
Yes.
Okay. Can you show me a side view?
Okay.
And there's Marcia up on it with her chair already. Awesome. I've decided I have 2 more chairs for sale if anybody's interested. Okay, so thighs back, Marcia.
How
Thighs
much
back.
are they, Cheryl?
There you go. Nice. I'll sell them for $35.
I might be interested in one, because I have one already.
If you're gonna be here much longer.
Yeah.
Jaya already did your 3 times holding for 30 seconds. 3 times, hold for 20, let's say 20 to 30 seconds. Buttocks up, buttocks up. So come up onto your tippy toes. Tippy toes, lift, lift, lift. Stretch your arms back towards your feet. Towards your feet. Yeah, towards your feet. That's forwards, but yeah, I said it wrong. Lift the buttocks. Squeeze, squeeze. Buttock rim, hamstring to buttock. So sofa. Thighs back, thighs back. Front of the thighs have to be parallel to the back of the thighs. And now here's the thing about Sarvangasana. You have a good view of your legs. You can see your legs. So do you like what you see? Make the bones line up. Bob, that's mainly for you. Yeah, make your bones line up. Yeah, thighs back. Bring those outer shins in, especially on the right. All right, Doug, that's not, from what I can see, it looks pretty good. The hands, you know, on the back, you guys should revisit Light on Yoga and look at BKS Iyengar and what he talks about as far as that hand position. It's really, really important. The hands actually turn a little bit so that the fingers are more lateral. Any more, can the tailbone move in, Karen Higgins, and the thighs go back? Hands a little bit lower towards, like the heel of your hand maybe can come closer to your bottom shoulder blade.
Cheryl,
Yep.
in order to get my coccyx in, I have to turn out. If I don't turn out, I lose it.
That's
But do I turn out first and then start turning in?
Huh. Does that help?
It does.
Yeah, you look like they moved back a little bit. All right, so if you've come down, you can either, yeah, it's probably time because I worked you guys pretty hard. Yeah, we'll have to work on, I keep saying that. I keep saying I really want to work on Sarvangasana some more. But everybody, you know, if you're down, Marcia, can you stay up for a bit? Marcia, stay up, and everybody else is down. Okay, you can't, unfortunately, I can't see her shoulders. But look at how, oh, she's coming down. She's really straight up and down, and she used the chair for a bit. See how she used the chair? She can actually push the chair into her back. Look how straight up she is. So the chair, you know, in the absence of a guru, in the absence of a good teacher, the chair can become your teacher. Good job. Thank you, Marcia. Okay. There we go. All right, so Shavasana, just relax. Get your creature comforts that you know you prefer. Little bit of head support. Any low back issues, a bolster or a couple blankets on the top of the thighs, between the top of the thighs and the pubic plate. In extreme cases of low back pain, calves up on the chair. Yeah, you can dim your lights. You could get a covering for your eyes. Let go of any muscular effort now. Let go of your ego. Ego is a cloud that surrounds our consciousness and disturbs its clarity. With our yoga practice, we attempt to purify ourselves, to fan that flame that shines that bright light of our innermost self. And when we do that, the ego loses its power. And we learn how to heal ourselves. Ego at times can keep us from our utmost happiness, a deepest sense of freedom, and an unshakable peace. When ego no longer reigns, we can have that utmost happiness, a deep sense of freedom in our physical body and in our mind, and an unshakable peace. In your Shavasana, you might get little glimpses of that, and the goal in your yoga practice is to start adding, let's say you got it for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Each practice or each week, maybe you have a goal of adding more glimpses of that innermost consciousness, 20, 30 seconds. And eventually it's a longer period of time where that ego is vanquished from you, it's gone. And you reside in your truest self. That's what we all want out of our yoga practice. That's what you should want out of your yoga practice. To have that deep sense of happiness, freedom, peace. Slowly, carefully, mindfully. Bend your elbows, bring your hands towards your torso. Bend your knees up. Slowly roll to your right side. Keep your head on some support, either your blanket or the crook of your arm. Bend up the knees a little bit more. Look towards the floor, use your top hand and then your bottom hand. Sit up straight. Honor your practice and each other with just a moment of quietude here with your hands at your heart in gratitude for this space we have, this vehicle in which we can still practice and be together as community. Namaste.